Hi guys. Hi guys. I found my long lost brother. Hi guys. Hi guys, it's me, Joe. Hi guys, it's me, Joe. Why are you in here, Serenity? Why are you in here, Serenity? Look at Serenity sneaking in. Look at her. Oh, she is absolute. Oh no, it's Serenity for life. It's Lauren. Oh, let's get her out of here. She's so confused, isn't she? She doesn't know if she's Just Jade as well. You can go as well, because guess what? Just Jade, we can't wait for it to come out about you as well. You're going to be going up as well as a whore. As a whore. Just Jade, go look at the sites that you're on. We've done a proper job on you, love. You whore. I don't think these have understood at the lengths that we've gone to. Honestly, with all these friends. We don't give a fuck. We've gone to the length. So yeah, this is my new friend, Joe, from Liverpool. He likes to abuse women. So we're putting him up today as an abuser. This is an abuser. He likes to abuse women, especially women that he doesn't know. So this is Joe from Liverpool that likes to abuse women. Does anybody want to meet Joe from Liverpool that likes to abuse women? Does anybody know Joe from Liverpool that likes to abuse women? Yeah, well, this is what we're putting him out as, an abuser. So, on my Snapchat, right, I've just posted him on a private story and on a full story, yeah, which will hit over 9k views. And then I've just banged him on my YouTube, yeah, and as an abuser, because that's what he is. He's just come into my life and abused me as a woman. So I've just posted, I don't think he realises how big I am in the game on Instagram, Facebook and Snapchat. Forget about this. This is my little main account. My main account, actually, Joe. The reason why I'm on this is because my main account isn't being deactivated, yeah, which has 27,000 followers, isn't being deactivated until I get to Turkey and get my teeth done. So you've just come on here today and give me abuse, yeah? And now I'm making people know that you're an abuser. So anybody that comes across this man, and I'm going to be making them all know on Facebook, all know on Snapchat, do not go near this guy. He's a woman abuser, yeah? And that's what we're putting you out as now, a woman abuser. You know why? When you come onto a woman's panel and you start abusing her, yeah, out of your mouth, I will post you as a woman abuser, and that's exactly what you are, Joe. So all the ladies on here, be very mindful, be very careful when you're coming across this guy called Joe, because he is a woman abuser. You're a woman abuser. You're a woman abuser. What about your mum? I've just seen your mum. She's a bit chubby. Why is your mum that big? How many sisters do you have, Joe? This is what we want to find out. And we will find out. We will find out, Joe. We will find out. So yeah, Joe, that you see in the comments, woman abuser. Abuses women. You need to be very careful because, like I said, I've even just posted him on my YouTube, 100k views. Snapchat, 10.1k viewers. Instagram, over 100 and something k. Facebook, 250k. And I'll even put you on my dog page to take it that far. Honestly, you abuser. Don't come on my page abusing me, because this is exactly what will happen back. I know, but what about you though? What about you though, Just Charles? You're on sex sites. Have you seen yourself on them sex sites? Have you seen yourself, not just you, but your other friends as well? Have you seen yourselves all on sex sites? Because I've seen you. I've seen you. How have I been doing digging with all of you lot that are surrounded by Katie, but you're on sex sites? I don't know how that's happened. That's where I'm seeing you. I'm not seeing you on TikTok. I'm seeing you on the sex sites. That is the difference, babe. I'm not selling myself. I'm not out here selling myself. I'm not on these sites as selling myself and being a prostitute. But you lot are. Why is it that all of her friends are all prostitutes? How is that? How are they on them sites known as prostitutes? How is it? Can you explain that to us, please, Sarah and Hayley? Can you explain that to us? How are you on these sites? I don't get it. Like, how are you on these sites? Yeah, known as these kind of people, but you're on TikTok having chat for me. Come on, just Hayley, have you not seen yourself? Do we have to show you what's really going on here for you to understand? Do we? Do we? We know you love your two boys, but will your two boys know that you're on a sex site? Because this is where I'm finding yous. I found yous on a sex site. So if I'm finding you on a sex site and then you're coming to my page to find me, are you mad at the fact that you put yourself on a sex site? Is that what you're upset about? Is that why you're in here this morning? Is it because you've all sat down and really thought, oh my God, I'm on a sex site? Well, you shouldn't be putting yourself on sex sites. You shouldn't be putting yourself on sex sites. Shouldn't be doing that, should you? No, you should have a bit more decency, shouldn't you? And you see, I know most people from Liverpool. So, and my Leo Elliott's going to see that I'm on a sex site being a prostitute. Oh, sad, isn't it? Imagine that. This is where I'm finding these people, you know. And you know what else I noticed as well, right? There was a couple of people that were at that party, yeah? Because somebody that I know went to that party, and basically most of the people were there that's been trolling me. So when I've seen the pictures of these people at the party, and then some other people showed me that I'm on a sex site, I'm thinking to myself, fucking hell, they must have been selling themselves and trying to call me a prostitute, but the reality is they're on it them fucking selves. Now, I couldn't have got any of them pictures because I wasn't at the fucking party. So they can't fucking blame me. You know, if you've been caught for being on a sex site, that's your own business, isn't it? Not mine. Not mine. If you're going to a party, you're going to be showing your face. There's lots of people there that want to know exactly who's who and what's what. All we need to do is look at one person, and all I've done is see a couple of pictures and then looked at what I've been sent, which is a sex site, and a couple of them are up, so it must be like a group of them. This is what they must love to do. It's none of my business. I'm not shaming you for it. I'm not shaming you guys that went to that party for being prostitutes, you know, and selling yourselves on these sites. I'm not mad at that. I'm just making you aware. Like, if you're going to run your mouth to me on the internet, I'm going to make the live know exactly who you are and where you are and where to find you. Simple as. And I've only come across this because somebody sent me it. And like I said, I've seen the pictures from the party because somebody that I know went to the party. And, yeah, that party actually was the kind of, that was the fucking icing on the fucking cake. That was the cherry on the fucking cake. Ah, see, they're so slow. They're so fucking slow. Oh, shit. Just nearly took half of my car off. Oops. Let me see what I took off. Oh my God, never guess what I did. Never guess what I've just done. I've just took the whole of my car out at the back, but I fixed it and put it back in. Yeah, so Joe's come on here this morning and run his mouth to me for no reason. He's an abuser, woman abuser, we've put him up as. Simple as. You come in here and abuse women, you'll be put up as a woman abuser. Simple as. And all I'm saying is, when you're going to come in here and say things and you've been, you know, seen places, This is what happens. I'm only, you know, speaking about what I've seen. What I've seen myself, unfortunately. And it doesn't look good. So. It doesn't look good, does it, Joe? Coming in here, running your little mouth for your mental health issues. Just because you've woke up feeling in a shit mood today doesn't mean you're going to be able to take that out on me, Joe. Go and see your mental health worker. Go and get some help. Instead of abusing women that you don't know. So now you've been put up as an abuser. Because you shouldn't come in here and abuse women that you don't know. You're an abuser. You're an abuser. Sicking it, that. Coming in here and abusing a woman and you don't know. Dying for the clout, aren't you, Joe? Oh, dying for the clout. Is it because you've been shitted on again? You've been outsmarted again? Doesn't feel nice, does it? Because when it all comes out, the actual truth in these podcasts, it's really hitting home now, isn't it? You know, the truth. Because nobody's going to be out here saying that I was the reason, I was the cause of somebody's death. No one's going to be out here rather like that. Yeah, you're gone as well. Look at the state of you. Ah, goodbye. Bye, babes. We'll have all the Hardy fans in here. Is there any more of you that want to come in? Is there... Oh, just Beth. Let's take a picture of her as well. We want her face. Let's have a look. She likes to go to a sunbed. We love all the faces. Just like how all my friends' faces were taken. Yeah, we'll have that one as well. Any more? Oh, Joe, you still wanting clout? Are you still wanting to come in to have an argument? Have you not had your meds this morning? Have you not had your meds? Do you need to be fed the meds this morning by your mental health worker? Is that why you're acting like this? Erratic? Because I haven't said anything to you for you to be abusing women this morning. You're desperate to come in here, aren't you? You're not getting in. You're not coming in the box. You're a nobody. You're an absolute cannon nobody. Look at your page. All it screams is this. I've got mental health issues. Feel sorry for me. Grow up. Go be a man. Be a man. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. You need to stop feeling sorry for yourself. Joe, you're not coming in the box. You are not coming in, you woman abuser. You're not coming in, you're a woman abuser. Sorry, love. Don't allow people that abuse women to come in. I know, I don't allow them to come in. He's an abuser. Look at him. I've just posted him up as one. Because he's just come in here and abused me as a woman. For no reason. So I've just put him up. All over Snap. As a woman abuser. I think his mum needs to find out exactly who he is. A woman abuser. Ooh, the group chats come in now. This is even better for me. See, this is what's fantastic. You get to know who's who. You see, you have to do things in life sometimes to understand who's who. And I'm getting all the group chatting here right now. This is absolutely fantastic. Right, so we've had the whole group chatting here. Well, most of them have been in here. I've blocked most of them. Just Sarah, just Charlie, Debbie, just Ass, Joe's Journey, Charlie Girl. See? This is why we do what we do. Just Beth Owens, Danielle, the Nut Chaser. We've just had the whole group chatting here. Which I needed. I needed to see who were the actual ringleaders. And look, they've just come in then. Danielle's here as well. Oh yeah, this is fucking perfect. Danielle's there as well. Oh wow. This guy's fucking better for me. See, I'm all about the evidence. I'm all about finding out who's who. Sometimes you have to set a trap in order to find out who's who. And that's exactly what's just happened. Right, you can stay. Because we know you're on that side. But bad bitch, don't worry, babe. You can watch in for this ride. I know you're an enemy, but you're gonna watch. You're an enemy, but bad bitch, you're gonna watch. Wait, I can't deactivate my other account because I can't risk losing it. I have to get my teeth done with that one, so I'm not bothered about sitting. You're gonna be my one view. I've just got all of them coming in here, right? Danielle, Charlie, just Beth Owens, right? Listen, just Joe, just Joe's Journey, Charlie Girl 0318, right? They're all coming, yeah? Tyler, Joe's Journey, Just Ash, Debbie, RBR 1991, saying show the proof. Just Charlie's Islet Armour, just Haley. Oh yeah, absolutely fantastic. You're not one of them. Oh yeah, she's there. She's there. That's where she is. She's got the cat. That's Katie's account. Get her fucking gone. Yeah, she's an abuser. Right. Get her gone as well. Sorry guys, I'm blocking a lot of people here. I've had to just go on a massive blocking spree. I had Lauren as well. Lauren was watching my account first as well. Hi Bev, darling. Sorry, I haven't been able to recover from... I've just had this abuser come in here and abuse me. Honestly, running his fucking mouth to me for no reason, so I've just put him up on Snapchat as an abuser, look. Think I'm fucking around? Look at my fucking Snap account. I've got 10.1k. Is he stupid? Just sent him fucking viral. Does he know why I'm on Snap? My videos, if I post a video, I can send you famous today. If I post a video on my Snap, yeah, it has over 7,000 views just on that one post, just on a picture. If I post you to my private, it'll have more than 10k views. So of all my accounts, I can really make you famous on Snap. I've been telling you that for ages. I've been saying if you give me a Snapchat account, I can post you up and send you famous. I've got people from around the world, everywhere, on that Snapchat account. Because I want to find out who that Joe is. I don't think he understands that I'm seeing this Scouse guy right now in Liverpool that won't be letting me get talked to like that. Not a fucking chance. When I come off this live, I'm ringing this guy that I'm seeing in Liverpool and I'm telling him what's just happened to me on live. I've never met this guy in my life. Don't know him. Coming on, running his mouth. I've just got all of Katie Hardy's supporters coming in. Bad bitch is not on our side. But she's staying here for the ride. I'm not deactivating my main account. I can't risk losing it. I need my teeth doing, and then I can risk losing it. Once I've got my teeth done, I couldn't give a fuck about losing my main account. I can't lose my main account now. Oh, this is another one here. Guys, you do realise that we've got you all to come in today because I need to know exactly who you all are. So thank you for coming in, KV691494, and showing your face. Because this is exactly what we needed, and you've just done what we've needed you to do. All of her supporters, certain individuals, I think now it's starting to kick in, isn't it? I think this party that they've had. Oh, I love having faces to the names. I'm sorry, I'll go to the lengths. If you understand the lengths that I've gone to these past couple of months, yeah, you'll understand. When I want to know who's who, I will find out who's who. And if I have to get that face to face, I'll get it done. I will get it done. And I think they fucking forgot the biggest part in this. You tried to come for me, didn't you? And even in the comments. Because when Katie said she's going to be, when Katie lied about me and said I was the cause of her child's death. Her stepchild's death, not her child, because she can't produce, but her stepchild's death. That was a lie. When she said that I had the child removed, that was a lie. When she said all that situation with Rob and said that it was Rob that set it all up, well, I've got the receipts now to prove it was her that were pushing for all of this stuff and didn't see Rob vulnerable at any point. Because if she did see Rob vulnerable, the messages that she was sending him didn't seem like somebody that was vulnerable and cared about somebody that were vulnerable, because if they were vulnerable and you did care, you wouldn't have put him on live. But at that point, she's too fucking slow. She didn't even know I was on the other side fucking messaging with him. And then it's finding out who's who. You know when you run your mouth? Yeah, do you know when she's done her awareness and you've all gone in there and you've all been in the comment section running your mouths? Yeah, saying a lot about Keisha Black, right? Trying to lie at the side of Katie. Just remember this. I've got Darren, when all this is coming out in the next couple of weeks, because remember, Katie's had her say, now I get to have mine, because I'm a victim in this as well. So, you've had Katie have her say, like she told the viewers, she's doing all this because she deserves to have her say. And when she had her say, did I stop Katie from talking? Did I go up there and show anything? Did I go up there and try to defend myself? No, I didn't. Because I said to Katie and the rest of them, when you lot have stopped and you lot have had enough, I'm going to start. You know, like last time when I first did the awarenesses, the reason why it wasn't an arrestable offence is because what Katie and Darren were doing on the live wasn't an arrestable offence. And all I was doing was showing them what they'd put online themselves. So if they'd been online, somebody'd screen record them. I would play the screen recording. But this time, when I'm playing the recordings, I'm playing all of them. I'm playing all of them. Even with what they were doing to the child. They're all getting played and I'm not holding back. Because I'm going to show the viewers exactly what I was showing at first and how I'm going all the way in to show the actual videos of what they were doing to that child. Which I've always believed. They were using the child as a guinea pig, financial gain, and lying when she said on live that the mother, the real mother, has had the child removed. And then 2 weeks later it was Keisha rung the social services and had Isla removed. Lies. I don't have that kind of authority. And I'm not having that on my name. She's also made out that I was the cause of this child's death. That I was to blame for this child dying. Not gonna happen. Because I've got them on camera. Even Katie, 2 weeks before she blamed it on me, she was saying all this stuff about Sam. Saying that she was the reason why she got taken, and all the other stuff that they were saying in the background by calling Sam a druggie, and saying all the stuff that she was saying about poor Sam. The mother that hasn't even had a voice yet, that hasn't even been able to scream and shout, that hasn't even been able to come up to tell anybody about what they made her feel like when they had her child. So when I come up and have my say, it's going to be about how Katie it's going to be about all Katie's lies and unravelling actually what happened and showing you the videos that I did. Now I'm going to show you as well everybody else on the app, Luke the Judge, Pearl Price, the lot of them. And let me tell you something, Luke the Judge said shit way worse than what I did. I didn't even say anything. All I were doing was showing the videos. Where is the money? Where is the receipts? They were my questions. That were it. What the other people were saying about them, like Luke the Judge, and the rest of the top creators, they went all the way in, even about the parenting and what they were doing to the child, and about how the child's neck was up and down. They went all the way in. So what I'm going to do is, when all this comes out, you're going to see what these other top creators were saying about Katie and Darren. And then you're going to listen to what Keisha was saying about Katie and Darren. And you're going to understand how this venomous woman, right, that's not even a mother, not even the mother, yeah, this venomous, poisonous woman that come on social media and lied saying that I was part of this child's death, that I was the one that caused the child to die. I was the one that had the child removed by social services, never once put a report in my whole entire life. And how would she know that? because I know it's not the truth. And then I've got her 2 weeks later saying it was Sam. So at first she comes out, it was all Sam, goes through all the situation with Sam White Social Services come. And then I've got Darren, which was from 2 years ago, on a video, got in that shed, explaining to everybody why Isla were removed and why Isla had to go into the mum's care. And when Katie kicked him out and he had to go get his own flat. Oh, I've got all of that, and him explaining what the social services and why the social services have said that they needed this new flat as well, and where Darren sat explaining all this. So I don't know how she was allowed to come up and lie on my name and say that I was the reason why her stepchild was removed. And I have evidence in 3 different sections, her talking about Sam, why the child were removed, and I've got Darren way before the child died in the fucking in the outside bit explaining where they got all the outside extension from, and also why the child were removed and why he'd had to stay in that, why Darren had to stay in that in that new flat with Isla. So we're going to go into all of it, and I think it's quite disgusting that she's used the child's death and she tried to blame me for that. And she thinks that I don't have a right to go up there to speak about it. Of course I am. You got 2 travelling women to come up to lie about me and to lie about the dead, and said how I'd made one of the women have alopecia with losing her hair. And then it's going to be the videos of what you lot actually did and why we were so fucking concerned. I think it's disgusting, the thousands of pounds that they made. I think it's disgusting, even still till this day, the money that they're trying to make. She is venomous. Very dangerous individual. And no child should be ever used in any kind of way, especially if you're not the mother. Imagine knowing a stepmom imagine knowing that a stepfather or a stepmother or a stepgrandma or any part of the family can just get one of your children and use them in such a way. You know, you'd be fighting for the rest of your life in court. So, this what Luke the judge said, I don't agree with it. What he said about their child, I didn't agree with. Because I don't agree with shit like that. You know, let the courts and the police deal with that. But what Luke the judge said about them was the truth. But I just wouldn't have said it out of my mouth. What Jessica Dawkins has said about them is the truth. But I just wouldn't say it out of my mouth. What most people have said about the Hardys, but just won't say it out of their mouth, is the truth. Is the actual truth. And I'll always say, I don't believe most of it comes through Darren. She's the mastermind behind it all. And I do believe the child would have had more life if they would have put more into the child. So now she's had her say, hasn't she? She's had her say, bless her. And now I'm going to have my say. But before I start having my say, when she realises what's happening in the next 72 hours, when Katie realises in a little entourage, and they really realise what's happened in 72 hours, it's going to be a shockwave, isn't it? It's going to be a shockwave, because I don't think any of them will be expecting this kind of police situation. Now, I know Katie's been waiting for the police to come and pick me up, but the police aren't going to pick me up either. You know why the police are not going to come pick me up? Because everything I've said about them is the truth, and it's only what's been said online. Any of the videos that I've did was the truth, and only what's been said online. So if I were really doing something that were bad, why did the police not arrest me 2 years ago? Why did the police not arrest none of us? Because all we did was post what was being posted online. That was it. She even said I made thousands of pounds choring these awarenesses, which was the funniest thing. Which was the funniest thing. Which was the funniest thing. Now, I can't help it. I cannot help it if people are matching the faces to the names. Unfortunately, that's why you shouldn't run your mouth on the internet. Hi, Leighton. I know there's a lot to say, but I can't speak about that either. Something serious has happened. Me and Leighton and the rest of us can't tell you. But what I want you to know is this. Something serious happened to somebody in the last 24 hours. We're not allowed to speak about it. Nothing to do with my situation that's happening in the next 72 hours. This is to do with something that will be coming out on the internet at some point. We just can't tell you. When you find out what we've been told in the last 24 hours, you're all going to cry. You're all going to cry. Honestly. I can't say anything because it's not my place to say what's happened. But when I'm telling you, if you are a girl or you are a mother, you will be crying. Now, it's nothing to do with Ramia. It's nothing to do with me. Okay? It's to do with somebody else on this platform. And the seriousness of what's happened when we didn't see. So we want there to see it. It's happened. All I can say is this. The police are 100% involved. And this will be getting brought to TikTok when the person wants people to know what's happened. Now, 72 hours? He might have even less than 72 hours. Something big is going to be hitting the internet. When that hits the internet, it's going to really make other people realise how far this has gone. And it's not you that's going to be getting anybody arrested. It's not you that's getting the police to go anywhere, baby girls. You're dealing with me. You know, some people might think that they're smart. You have one person and that person has 80 different people working for her. We'll find out who you are. We will find out who you are. Okay? You talk about me in any of the messages, group chats, WhatsApp messages. You see me, I have the money, okay, to make my friends become friends with you. I have the money to make people spend a whole year sitting in your group chats, and you think that these are your friends. You think that these are your friends. And the whole time you're sat with the enemy. The whole time you've been sat with the enemy. Okay? When I'm saying, yeah, I can become anybody. I can become Tracy. I can become anybody I want to be. That's sick, that, isn't it? So imagine if I can become anybody that I want to be. Imagine how many people out there in the world, right, that have obviously cloned me. Do you think it's just Keisha? No, I have clones everywhere. They might not look like me. They might not smell like me. But they're there for me. They're there for me. So when things are happening to me, right, and you're thinking, well, how's she getting on with this? How did she find out this? Well, how did she go to these lengths? Because you're dealing with me. I don't care if there's 200 of yous working together. I don't care if 50 of yous are putting reports. You know why? Because we're bigger than you. We're much more smarter than you ever could be. That's why you've never been able to win a war with me. Now, while you lot have been running around getting sun and, you know, living in the sun, we've been doing the work. We've been putting the work in. We've been putting the work in. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about this, Lulu. There's too many. Listen to this. They're that stupid, yeah? Put it this way, yeah? I had a friend that had an event, yeah? So one of my friends had an event, yeah? One of my friends had an event last year, okay? They had this sick event, right? And one of my other friends said, listen, my boyfriend's going to this event. And I need you to go to this event to see if my boyfriend's going to be fucking cheating with any of these bitches. So in this event, yeah, me and my friends have turned up, okay? And we've gone to that event and we've gone to exactly see what is what and who is who. Now, during that night, yeah, a lot of things were getting said. During that night, there was a lot of people that were together. So there might have been Michael, Jordan, and Anthony sat together. There might have been Suzanne, Gracie, and Charlotte. And then there might have been my confidants, my special people that I trust with everything. And you know them people, they have businesses. They work in certain departments. And you know when you work in certain departments and you work in a certain job and you've used your job and your skills to do something else for somebody else, that's when you lose your job. That's when we come in and we make you lose your jobs. Yeah, this is the difference. So, while you've all been sat around doing the most, we've been doing the investigating. We've been getting the names. We've been understanding who's who. Well, you've all been sat in the sun thinking everything's over and done with. You've honestly forgot about the bigger picture here. But it's really, you're gonna catch up. You're going to catch up. It's what you call the art of war. You see, a person like me that's lived in care, I don't let things go. I don't. You don't get to lie on me either. Because lying on me is only going to make me want to go hunt for the truth. If you tell the truth about me, I'll leave you alone. Tell the truth about me, I'll leave you alone. But if you've used your work to try and find things out about me, you will lose your job for that. And I will make sure of it. I don't care if you work at the hospital. I don't care if you work as a social worker. I don't care what you work as, even if you work in the schools department. We don't care about any of that. Why I feel better, why I feel a bit of closure is because, like I said, when you've got so many people on the internet running their mouth, especially these women that think they know best, I will find out exactly who you are. And the thing about me is that I'm a pro at finding people behind accounts and I can't see them. So do you know what I love? A challenge. I'm more easy to find you with finding you with your account open. But do you know I'm the best at finding people when I can't even see who you are? Do you know why I'm the best at doing that? Because it's a challenge. I love a challenge. So if I can have a maze to try and get out of it for 6 days, I'll get out of it within 2 days. And it'll take you 6 days to get out that maze. Every person that I've needed to find behind these accounts without finding them, without even knowing who they are, I found them. So, 72 hours, all this shit's gonna drop. Yeah, this is the most serious shit I've ever gonna be able to explain on here. That's fucking going down. Yeah, the second element to this, the first element, yeah, is deep. But the second element, what's going to be happening, is what everybody's going to be in shock about. And that's when the shake-up's going to happen. Now, after all that's happened, yeah? After all that's happened, I can't tell you who that's happening with. This is nothing to do with me taking anything into my own hands or anything to do with that. You'll hear about it. And I'll tell you why I knew about all of this and why I got to find out before it had happened. But I can't say anything about that because if I do, then everything's ruined. So that's what I'm trying to say. It's closer than ever. Within the next, I'd probably say very quick. Now, I'll explain to you step by step what's happening when it's all going down. When I get the confirmation to say it's all going down, or that other person will probably get confirmation. I don't know who's going to get confirmation first. I don't know if it's going to be me. I don't know if it's going to be another person. It could be a third party. I don't know. But as soon as that person says to me, bam, 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 I'm going to come on my Her Majesty's account, my main account, undeactivate it, and I'm explaining everything from start to finish. And when I say all this, and then they come on and say it out of their own fucking mouths, you're going to know I'm not capping. Then after all that's done, and you really realise that I'm not fucking around, and I've gone to the lengths, yeah, with the fucking evidence, after all of that, then the M situation's going to come out. Yeah, the M situation is going to come out because at the end of the day, you had my life as well with Katie to try and destroy my character because of Katie. All your messages with Rob, even when you were going no means no, it's all going to come out. What you all orchestrated behind the scenes. And the next day when all the viewers were going no means no, what were you asking Rob to do? What was you asking Rob to do? All of them conversations are going to come out as well. On top of that, we've got Lee and Rob. We've got all their conversations because Katie wanted, on top of other people, wanted the viewers to believe that Keisha was the mastermind behind the Lee situation, that I were doing all this to damage Katie, that I were getting all this done because I wanted to, you know, pull the wool over the viewers' eyes. Now I've got the proof now to show that Lakeisha was actually being used, and Lakeisha wasn't involved with Rob and Lee. It was actually Lee that were getting Rob to do everything. We're going to go into it all. Into everything. And after all that situation's come out with Lee and Rob, then what is it after that? Oh yeah, then it's the Katie situation, and then it's bringing everything to the table. Like she said, she was coming up to do an awareness on me, and that she wanted to get it all out, and she said she's got all the awareness out now, and I said, Katie, you do realise that when you've stopped and you've had enough...
just give them the appetizer, don't dip into the entree.
No, we're not going to... When you said that you're going to do an awareness on me, and you wanted to get everything out, and I said to you all, I'm not going to do anything. Let her do everything. And I were calm on her. I stayed there. I didn't go back at her. I didn't put any of the videos up. I didn't try and correct myself. I allowed Katie to go out of her say. I allowed her. She wanted to be a victim, and that's why she wanted to portray herself as some victim. Then you go up there and say what you need to say. But because I know what Katie's like, I knew that she couldn't go up there and do this awareness and be natural about it and just say, this is what's happened, this is the way it made me feel, and this is how it's gone moving forward. What Katie did was she got all these other people involved, where she got the Lee situation, she got them travelling ladies to come up on Best Girls to Lie. We've got Best Girl and Jamie going banks right, saying we didn't bring the travelling lady up, it was Katie, it was Katie's best friend. So all of that's going to come out, everything. And then obviously the videos of what I did with about the Hardys. So the 9 months of my lives, I'm going to show you what I was putting out, which consists of no child, no money being made, how she said. She also said that I had their child removed and that I was the cause of their child dying. No longer here. Not the case. Lies. I've got them on record before she even blamed me, I've got Darren on record explaining why he was in that flat and why he'd had to move out of Katie's house and what the social services were saying way before I even got involved, and why he moved out of that house and got a flat with the baby. Then I've got Katie coming up and saying basically that it was the mum Isla that were doing all this stuff, and that's why the child got removed back into her care, because she were ringing the social services. And then I've got Katie showing all the messages of what Sam was saying to try and get Isla removed. And then a couple of weeks later, I've got Katie, right at the end of her awarenesses, coming online and saying, basically, I had the child removed. That I rung the social services and had the child removed. And also as well, to try and cover up the hospital bit, she was trying to blend it for Darren. Because what we were saying in the awarenesses is we were showing the heart rate. So he was online and the ambulance services said to him that you need to come off the live because he were getting aggressive with the doctors. And all we were trying to show was that the heart rate, the thermometer were going up. Now, Katie tried to blend that and tried to say how we rung the social services that day and had Isla removed, which wasn't the truth. How are you going to know who's got your child removed? Social services are not going to make you aware of that. So I've got her on 3 different occasions speaking about the social services and why Isla removed. And at the end, she blames it on me. She blames the child being removed because of me. It's disgusting. You cannot put a child's death on somebody like me. You cannot put a child being removed on somebody like me when you already put out, way before the child had passed, why you lot had to move into that flat. You already put out, Darren did, in a whole video that I have with Darren explaining why you got that extra thing, you got it given, and why your child was placed in Darren's care in that house. Nothing to do with Lakeisha. And then I've got you speaking about the mother and how the mother were ringing the social services, getting other people to put in these reports, and how Isla got removed in the end. And then you blame it all on me. You twist it in the end and say how I got the child removed. Nah. So the reason why the police hasn't arrested me is because everything I did during them awarenesses was only what they got screen recorded doing. So I didn't do what Luke the judge did. Luke the judge went up and said the worst stuff about them, which was the truth. but worse than what I said. So how is Luke the judge saying all this terrible stuff about Isla, about them as parents, about them being on drugs, about how the child's head was like this and was like that, how they spent the money on all holidays and all this IVF and all this other stuff, but why didn't Katie and Darren once call Luke the judge out? Why didn't Katie and Darren once call Pearl Price out? Why didn't Katie and Darren call all the other top creators that had worse things to say than what Keisha did? When I played the recording of what Luke the judge said about the Hardys, showed me a recording at the side of that makes what I said worse than what Luke the judge said. Because I knew the lengths that I could go to, and all I were doing was spreading awareness. Where were the money? Where's the money being spent? And where are these receipts for these hundreds of thousands of pounds that's supposed to be giving this child the best care of life? But yet you're on holiday and the child's in a hospice. You're getting thousands of pounds worth of IVF, trying to conceive. Yeah. Well, so another child is slowly passing away. The selfishness of it was disgusting. So I do have a lot to say when it comes to me having my say, and I deserve to have my say. She's had her say, I deserve to have my say, and that's all I'm saying. She's done had her say, she's done put everything out, she should have done it the right way. Because when you do things like this and you do it the wrong way, a person like me will spend months gathering all the intelligence together, gathering all the videos together, and it will show, because all the videos, I've got all the videos of me. I've even got the videos on the FYP pages of what other people have screen recorded of my lives to do with the Hardys. So you're going to get to see what Katie said about me was a lie. What she tried to do was she tried to destroy me because her reputation was already destroyed, because she set up something, took loads of money for it, and there were nothing to show for it, and then wanted to have this child, this stepchild, and what I believed, and I was always I suggested that they was using the child for financial gain. Never known anything like it in my life. For a child to be used in such a way day in and day out for hours a day, and the viewers thinking that they can tell them what to do, when to come offline, and what to do. How do you think the mum was feeling all them months looking in? If I was the mother and I was looking in at a stepmom and the father doing that to my child without me having nothing to say, I'm sorry, I would have been ripping my fucking hair out. And the fact that this mother, Sam, that's who I think about, Sam. The mother that hasn't even come up yet and had her fucking say. The day she comes up on this platform and has her actual say without them fucking gagging her because they don't want her to speak. They don't want her to speak. They don't want her to have any says. I can't wait till the mother speaks. She deserves to have a voice. And I think it's absolutely sickening with the way they've been allowed to lie on me like this. I think it's disgusting the way they've been able to have all this hate train against me. I think it's disgusting the way they've run to the police and lied to the police. I think it's disgusting the manipulation and what they've done. I think it's disgusting the thousands of pounds they've made and hasn't gone to where it's needed to go. Do you know that funeral was paid for free? Do you know that the funeral was paid already for free? You know that they had all the money set up from ages ago for the funeral? Yeah, because you know they got the funeral for free. Some of them, like when children when they're that young, they do get the coffins for free, don't they? So all of the stuff, like the funeral bits and all that stuff, was already, Mr. Hardy already had all that set out. He already wanted to set all that out way before any of that had happened. I think they were told to basically start preparing and stuff like that, and that's what he did do. I just think it's sick still till this day. They're trying to make money out of a situation. I think it's heartbreaking to watch vulnerable individuals still being used and abused. And the fact that she tried to cover it and tried to blame it all on me, I just think it was sick. I think it's sick, and I think justice does need to be served. I think she needs to be shown for what she is, what they did do, for all them months. And all the top creators that had something to say, they deserve as well for what they said about the Hardys, because I didn't say anything of what they've said. It all needs to be put out, because you can't say, well, why are you doing this now when she's had her say? What about me? I didn't get a chance to even have my say. I wasn't allowed. So I know as soon as I've got what I've got sorted out, because I'm not coming up to speak about this whole situation without my new teeth done. Oh yeah, I'm going to go on the podcast looking better than ever, because I'm getting my story out there. I think she was forgetting that I'm connected to all the top people in Leeds that are in all the music business, that do all of these podcasts, that have all the cameras and everything set in line. In the next 72 hours, BBC have been contacted because of what's about to go down in the next 72 hours. I'm looking for a whole new Netflix show, and this is why Katie wanted me to be arrested. Because if her having me arrested, she would have been able to try and sell the story or get it on Netflix and stuff like that. But unfortunately, she hasn't been able to get an arrestable offence, because everything that I've said is only what's been said on social media. I'm okay to suggest. I'm okay to do an awarenesses. She can't stop me. It's not a criminal offence. If you're going to come up and you're going to be doing all this stuff online, people have a right, if it's public, to speak about it. It's not a criminal offence. It's not a criminal offence. So that's all we're doing, is speaking about the truth. And it's been absolutely fantastic to find out who the fuck is who. Because when a lot of people are speaking about you and you don't know who they are, you don't know where they're from, you need to know where they're from. You need to know who the fuck they are. They can't get away with being in the comments speaking about you like that. They can't get away with it. Yeah, it is. It's redemption and proof that I was used. Okay? It was, yeah, it is. It's proof. Why would I need to be obsessed with somebody that spent their whole life taking money off other people? Why would I need to be obsessed with somebody that's monetized off a child that could not say yes or no? Why would I need to be obsessed with somebody that took thousands of pounds to set up a DV centre that wasn't set up? Why would I need to be jealous of somebody that in Liverpool is known as a scammer? Why would I need to be obsessed with somebody that had to close their business down because everybody knows what they are? Why would I be obsessed with somebody that made hundreds of £1,000s and didn't have anything to show for it? Why would I need to be obsessed with somebody that uses children for financial gain? Why would I need to be obsessed with somebody when I have a beautiful daughter? Why would I need to be obsessed with somebody when Katie said that I had children in car? Why would I need to be obsessed with somebody that Katie said that I was on drunk and drugs when I don't drink and I don't take drugs? Why would I be obsessed with a woman that got 2 travelling women to come up and lie about the dead? Imagine that. One of them's already in the grave and she's got another 2 to come and lie about the dead. Do you know where my awareness is? I don't have to lie. I don't have to bring paid actresses up. I don't have to pay people to come up and lie about me. This is the difference. You know what my awareness is all boiled down to, Charles? My awareness is boiled down to real life events and nobody adding any extra bits in. So we don't need to sit here and bring any extra people up to do with Katie. You know why? Because everything we do during these awarenesses will be the truth, nothing but the truth, and nothing but the truth. I won't be bringing people up to say, can you lie about Katie, please, and say that, you've lost all your hair and you've got alopecia now because she was doing awarenesses about somebody that's dead. That's Katie, not Keisha. You see, what this is going to show now is all the inconsistencies about why Katie dead. You know, who travelling still in the and going to travelling to lie about the dead. And then it's such a his friends because we've got better stuff saying it wasn't me that it was Katie Hardy. We've got legitimately our friend we brought up, we didn't have to say that it was Katie Hardy. So What are we going to say when these two travelling women come up and said that they'd lost their hair and Keisha because Keisha had done awareness on them? Never seen them in life. Never once an awareness on them. But these was Kitty's paid actresses. What about that? I'm not going to be doing any of that during my awarenesses. You know what I'm going to be doing? Keeping it 100% real. Showing the viewers the truth. Showing the viewers what happened. Showing the viewers Katie for what she's a liar, a narcissist, a very demonic person, a dangerous individual, a person very hurt inside. Because God didn't bless her. God will never, ever bless her in that way. So once you on God said, yeah, you are one of them people, you use people, we will never ever give you that chance in life. And that's why unfortunately she, has come on social media and we all suggesting that she used the child for financial gain, which was every day on lives. That poor child having to deal with that day and night. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. I know, but it doesn't though. You know when she's come up and had all her say and we've said you've had the right to say what you've got to say, then it's our time to show what we've got, the evidence that we've got. I don't think it is it? I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I think it's all about the truth. I think it's all about ending the truth and actually showing them that they had their child removed for different reasons. And when Sam comes up as well and explains why they had the child removed, Charles, when Sam comes up, whether it's in one of the podcasts or comes online, how are you going to feel that Katie said that Keisha had the child removed? But when the actual mum explains why the child removed with all the paperwork, when she shows the paperwork, just listen to this, just picture it in your head. You're asking me that it's like it's starting drama, so it looks like you're the one in the wrong. Let me just tell you something big here. Do you know Sam? She has all the paperwork with the social services. Do you know Darren and Kate? They do as well. Do you know what it says in them social services report? Nothing about Keisha. Do you know what it tells you in them social services reports? Why the child was removed. Do you know what Katie Hardy come up and said on live? She said, it was the mother's fault why the child was removed. And then, 3 weeks later, when she got really mad and couldn't get her own way, she decided to lie. She decided to tell the viewers that it was Keisha that had the daughter removed by the social services. And it was me that was making all the reports. And that's why initially their child was removed. Now picture this. Just picture this child. Imagine you seeing something in black and white. Imagine you seeing something in black and white and you know that that's the reason why the child was removed. But she's on the internet telling people that I was the reason why the child was removed. And you're saying, so you look like you're the one that's in the wrong. I don't think so, babe. What this is going to do is going to show what Katie is. Everybody heard what Katie said. I've got her on record saying Keisha got the child removed. It was Keisha that was making all the social services reports. And then she goes on about the hospital situation. And then when we look at the evidence, the actual evidence in black and white from the social services reports, what does it say, Katie? What does it say? Doesn't mention anything to do with Keisha. Doesn't mention anything to do with Keisha. So, Charles, what I would suggest you do is, because you've also been bigging this up as well, and you've also, because the mum needs to see all this. Honest to God. Let me screenshot this. The mum needs to see you enablers. Because whenever, God forbid, you're ever in a domestic violence relationship, or you ever need saving, this is the kind of thing you're going to go up for. Because like I said, this is going to be the biggest thing that you've seen yet. And things like this really do make the book. Right, that's enough now. Right, you've got serious issues, mate, let me tell you. Can you spell properly, please? Can you spell properly, please? Can you come and spell properly, please? God forbid you never have a stepmother in your life that actually, does this to your child, or a father that doesn't, let you see your child or puts you in any of these. God forbid you're not ever in any of them situations. Yeah, Keisha did get the blame. Keisha got the blame for some disgusting things. That I was the reason why that child had died. Do you know how heartbreaking that is? Do you know how disgusting that is? To tell somebody that I was the reason why their child got removed. Do you know how damaging that is? Especially a person that's lived in care. I can't have that on my name. So I need to be able to see what's what. And if people are willing to show me certain things, which I'm able to use at a certain time when I'm allowed, it will show that Katie is a very dangerous individual and a liar. A liar. Not Lakeisha. Lakeisha protecting the bloody kids. Why on TikTok live with all of this? Well, can you go ask them why they were doing it to me for all their months? They've stopped now because they've had enough. And now it's my time to start. It's my time to start now. Did you ask them the same thing? Why they brought it to TikTok and why they didn't go speak to the police? They did speak to the police for 2 years, but do you know what the police told them? That Lakeisha didn't do anything and it wasn't a crime because all she was doing was spreading awareness. So why didn't you ask them why they were doing it on TikTok? So it's different for them, but different for me. Honestly, take a screenshot of go on Gabriella's page as well. Get her pictures. Hurry up, please. I don't think you really understand how far this is going to go. You don't get to speak about me online like that. And there's no repercussions for it, sweetheart. It's not drama, love. It's not the drama. I'm not shouting and carrying on. Drama is not drama. Am I in anybody's box? Am I shouting? Or am I using my own panel to spread my own awareness? I'm spreading my own awareness on my panel because I'm strong enough now. Do you like how Katie was strong enough? I wasn't strong enough when she was doing it all. I'm strong enough now to get my side out, because I was so suicidal and I wasn't strong enough to do it. I'm just using the same words as her because I was in the same position as what she was in. So I wasn't strong enough to do it then when Katie was doing all this with me, with all these people online. I was very suicidal and I wasn't strong enough to do it. But now I'm strong enough and I've had all this time out, to think about everything. I'm strong enough now to be able to come up and speak to the viewers about what I've gone through. Just wasn't strong enough then, guys. Yeah. Honestly, I'm not threatening anybody. It's not a threat, love. It's not my fault. I don't think you need to understand when you spread lies about people on social media and they're able to come with the facts, from the government, social services and the police. This is what happens when you lie. When you go up there and you say, this person is the result of why this child's died. If you go up there and say she's had our child removed and she was the one that was the cause of this and was the one that rung the social services, but there's paperwork that suggests otherwise, this is what happens when you lie. The receipts will be shown. You can't go up there and lie about people and expect them not to be having no repercussions. Now, she said that I've got children in care as well, which was lies. You can't go up there and lie about people and not be no repercussions. So now that I'm strong enough and not feeling suicidal, I'm able to come and speak my truth now. Yeah, there is consequences to lying. When you lie, this is why it would have been, I was saying this to her from the start, it would have been better for you to come up and explain your side, the truth. Lakeisha were doing these awarenesses and this is how it's affected me and this is how it's made me feel. And you know what? I might even have just said, I don't think I would have apologised because I wouldn't have apologised because what they were doing to that child was disgusting. But I could have had some compassion. Maybe I did do the lives for too many hours. Maybe it was 7, 8 hours of lives a day. That might have been too much. Maybe I could have done them down to 1 hour lives. But I was passionate about the lives. I was passionate about what I was putting out. So when you're lying, you're out here and you're lying and you're saying all this stuff, you have to be able to have receipts to back it up. And she was saying all the time, I've got receipts for this, I've got receipts for that. Unfortunately, people like me will dig harder. You can't be out here saying that people's had people's children removed when you've said another 3 to 4 things why this child's been removed without the evidence, because that's slander. It's a very serious situation, especially because the child was so ill. I don't have the authority to do that to a child. Oh, he's gone viral, hasn't he? Look what Snapchat's just sent me. Joe's gone viral. Joe, wait a second. Ah, look. It's just said that my story has been viewed over 1,000 times. And lots of people are messaging me now to say who you are.
Just let me interject and put a PSA out there real quick.
You interject now, yeah.
For everybody in the chat that has come in halfway through this live, just remember, you did not get the full story, the full picture. So you're only getting half. And you're already making conclusions and jumping to assumptions, okay? So before you start spouting off, popping off, you may want to go to rewatch and watch the live from the beginning so you get the full picture. But then while you're watching the rewatch or the replay or whatever you want to call it, listen with both your ears, not just one. You have 2 for a reason. And don't get hung up on just a word. Hear everything. And then you will see and hear what's actually going on. That's called active listening, everybody. So don't come in this live and start popping off, because then you'll have the likes of me to deal with, in addition to the host. Thank you.
Yeah, he's right. He's 100% right. You know, we've got evidence, we've got the facts, and we deserve to be able... Gabriella, this is the thing. You really need to understand where this is going. You know, we've got months worth of your chats, months worth of things that have been said. Unfortunately, I can't tell you, I'm not going to go all the way in, but yeah, put it this way, we've got a lot and we will be providing it. You don't get yourself extra. You don't get yourself extra like that. But you have to really look at the kind of individuals that we're dealing with. If you actually look, go and look at Charles Page. Just look at her. She looks like a brass. A desperate brass. She looks like a dad. Your shoulders are broad. Honestly, babe. And your house is very dark. Very, very, very dark. I know it's hard, isn't it, to understand, isn't it? It's hard when the truth comes out. It's hard, isn't it? Because you wanted to spin a narrative, and now that the truth's coming out, it's hard to fathom, isn't it? It's hard to fathom when you have lied, and then the thought of the feeling of actual evidence, truth coming out. You know, like this. You know this. See what I've got in front of me. Yeah, when I'm able to show this in 72 hours. You know this piece of paper that I have in front of me right now, which, oh, actually, shall I show you the top part of it? Let me just show you something, yeah? You see this part here? Let me just show you. All right? Look at that. Oop, well, actually, let me turn it around. Let me just show you something, right? Look at this. Right, look at that. See this letter here? What does that say? That's a police officer, innit? Yeah, well, you'll be hearing about this. This letter here. This letter here, yeah? This is what's going down in 72 hours, honestly. This letter here when I read this letter out to you lot, yeah, you're gonna know I'm not fucking around. After this has happened, yeah, it's going to be going on the stage too. We're going to be telling you how it's going. When in 72 hours, less than or before then, I will be reading this out to the public. This is my letter that I've received yesterday from the police. I can't read that out yet. And then we're going to be going into everything. There's files that I've received off other people. Don't ask me how I've got them, but I have got my hands on them. And that proves that I did not have children removed. And I was not the reason why anybody died, which is fucking disgusting. Just give us 2 minutes, okay? Just give us 2 minutes, Charles, okay? Give us 2 minutes. Yes, we're not, Charles, if I wanted to go on my main account, Her Majesty, I would deactivate it and go up there and have a lot of numbers in there, okay? But I'm choosing to do it on my shitty little backup because I'm not putting the evidence out today. I'm having a conversation with my viewers and you've decided to come in and be a part of it. I'm not pressurising you, sweetheart, to be in here. I'm not pressurising you to sit in here. I haven't blocked you. I haven't muted you. You're the only one that's affected right now, okay? Nothing's going on today. This is just having a conversation with what's to come publicly, okay? Stop getting your knickers in a twist. It's not that deep. It's 20 degrees outside today. I've just gone out, had some dinner, come back in, and I'm about to go out again. I suggest you do the same thing. You're not on this level, sweetheart. Honestly, you can keep thinking you are, but you're not. You're a peasant. You're honestly somebody else's peasant. Okay? You're a little chihuahua. I am a stallion. You lot are ponies. Okay? You've been sent over here by your little warped friend that's probably vulnerable right now. This is the difference. All my friends are in here. I haven't had to share the live to them. I haven't had to tell them to come in to speak for me. Unfortunately, you lot are here because you're peasants. You're the bottom of the barrel. And that's it. You get used and abused to do other people's work. That's okay. None of my friends in here could ever be used like that. Okay? They couldn't. And if one of my friends said to me on a Sunday, can you come in here and back me? Oh my God, because I haven't got the strength to do so. I'm not a peasant. I'm not a sheep. I'm a leader. Okay? So you two keep following each other in the chat while we lead. God, I'm having to educate yous at the side of trying to, spread some kind of positivity. And it's these peasants clearly don't get it. Hiya, Jem. No, you're here because you're a peasant. You are a peasant. You are the bottom of the barrel peasant. Even Jem's just come in to say you're a peasant. Yes, my Jem. You're a peasant. That's it. Always will be. Always have been. And I'm shagging your baby daddy. Shagging your husband. Yeah? Shagging your husband and shagging your long lost baby daddy. You need to get used to it, sweetheart. Okay? I'm the one sat on his face. I'm the one giving him the excitement. I'm the one he's screaming for every day. And I'm the one giving the proper orgasms. Not you, sweetheart. Me. Thank you, Gemma. Yeah. I bet he has got fleas. Because he's had to live with somebody like you. Nitty Nora. Nitty Nora. Ugly Betty. Yeah? I'll have to drop down now, you little dinosaur. Now go and have a wank. Yeah? Put your two fingers together and rub your clit. Smell your fingers after.